everybody, it's Hexa, and today we're gonna be talking about the emo days. I woke up this morning and I logged into this website called Quibblo, which was like the cradle of my emo days in my youth. Cause I just wanted to see what's up, how everyone's doing, and I only had 12 friends. And from that I deduced that most of the people who were my friends on Quibblo have now deleted their profiles. And so that launched me into just a deep hole of just emo nostalgia and sadness, and I just sat there flipping through Quibblo, just crying. I was so sad, and I continue to be so sad that I've cried multiple times today. It's been a sad day. So I decided to kind of make this video to talk about and think about and just look back on the emo days and ask for its return, because I miss the emo days so much. I wore my Batman shirt in honor of this. Oh my god, I can't, no strength. But yeah, I'm wearing my Batman shirt for this video because that is a partially emo thing, which I will explain later. So what is emo? It's very hard to define. It's just, look it up on Wikipedia. It's actually pretty interesting, like the progression of emo as a musical style and also as like a fashion statement and a community and all that kind of stuff. It's got an interesting history. Apparently it actually stemmed from like the 80s, which is crazy because from what I knew, emo was a thing in the early 2000s, and like the 80s were disco. But then again, also like Nirvana emerged in the 80s, and that is like so far from disco, so I'm just confused. But yeah, so I started being like super into the emo style probably around when I was 12, which is so young. I've struggled with depression for a very, very long time, like long enough that I hardly even remember what life was like before I had depression, which is kind of sad to say / think about, but that's the way it is. And when I was in middle school and like kind of early high school was when that was really bad, and that was when I was pretty active on Quibblo, which was where I kind of got introduced to the emo community. I've always been a weird kid, like ever since primary school. I've always been a really smart kid, and I just had very esoteric interests, and like I was into the occult, and people called me a witch because of that, and made fun of me for that. And my parents were rockers, so they like introduced me to rock music. When I was like 8, I was listening to the Cranberries, the Rolling Stones, and everyone else was just listening to really shitty pop music. And because I was listening to stuff that was different, I just was not cool. I was also listening to Rainbow and the Scorpions. That's a big thing. And that Rainbow, I think, is like 80s or 70s hair metal. I don't even know when they were popular. And also the Scorpions just had their like fucking 50th anniversary tour, so they're old as fuck as well. But yeah, that was the music I was into, and it was really good music. It is really good music, but it wasn't what people were into then. So I got made fun of for my taste in music, for my general interests, for my personality, for just everything was a reason to make fun of me. I had no friends. Any friends that I did have were just like fake, horrible people who were just like, they needed like a person to make fun of with the rest of the group, and that was me. So yeah, I never really had a lot of friends. I was bullied a lot, and life was pretty shitty for me for a very, very long amount of time. And like I said, I was super into the occult thing. I was already on Quibblo at this point, and anyone on Quibblo who was like partially emo was into the whole like fallen angel thing. So one day I was feeling like a fallen angel. I was just like, I wanted to draw some fallen angel related stuff. That was like my artistic inspiration at the time. So I looked up fallen angels on Youku, which is like China's ripoff version of YouTube, and just out of the blue, Fallen Angels by Black Veil Brides appears. And I listened to it. It was fucking cool. The music was amazing. The lyrics just like resonated with me. Like they really struck a chord with me. The video, just everything was so cool, and I loved it. And then I kind of like dropped it for a while, got over it. I just kind of like listened to that one song, but I didn't really fangirl or look into the band too much. But then I kept seeing like people on Quibblo who were saying that Black Veil Brides is one of their favorite bands, and these were people that I was friends with who were into some of the other music that I was into. And so I was like, okay, what is all the fuss about? So I looked up more of their songs, and like it just went from 0 to 100 really fucking quickly. That was when I was 12. I think that's like, I was 12 when I heard the first Black Veil Brides song. I'm 18 now, and I'm still listening to Black Veil Brides. I have a Black Veil Brides tattoo right here on my wrist. There's a video on my channel of me getting that tattoo. I got it last September, so you can go check it out. It will either be linked down below or somewhere on the screen. Probably not on the screen because I'm still trying to figure out how to like make interactive links because I'm terrible with technology. But anyways, that ties into the Batman shirt because Andy Biersack Andy Biersack / Andy Six / Andy Black. He has so many names. He is the singer of Black Veil Brides, and his favorite superhero is Batman, so Batman kind of became like, sort of like the mascot of Black Veil Brides in a way, so like any respectable Black Veil Brides fan had to have a Batman shirt. I think I got this when I was maybe like 14 or 15, and as you can see, it's like, this is completely cracked. It did not come like this when I bought it. It's just become like this from wearing it so much. It's got like paint stains on it and shit. It's a total mess, but one of my favorite shirts because it's like, woohoo, Black Veil Brides, resident superhero, whatnot. I just totally lost my train of thought. I don't even know like all the things I wanted to talk about in this video because it's so, my thoughts are like so all over the place. There's so much to talk about because it was such a long and significant part of my life. But anyway, so being part of the emo community, there were really good things and really bad things. Some of the really bad things were that some people who, you know how like every community has its just assholes and its shitty people and the people who don't really get what the whole community is supposed to be about. So there were just these shitty people who are part of the emo community who kind of glorified depression, self-harm, suicide. It was kind of seen as like a requirement to be part of the club. Like, if you're not depressed, you're not a true emo, you're just a poser. In my opinion, the true posers were the people who were saying that kind of shit. Like, wow, the word posers though, like that. Posers were a big thing. It was very controversial. If someone called you a poser, that was like bad. That was like, you had to like defend your emo-ness if someone called you a poser. But yeah, so there was a lot of negativity in that sense, but the reality and the truth of the matter was that a lot of the people who did identify as emo and who were part of the community were people who were depressed, who were self-harming, who were suicidal, who were being bullied, and that was a thing that we did sort of bond over. The bands that were largely seen as being emo bands talked about deep shit, you know, they talked about bullying, their lyrics were about bullying, about drug abuse, you know, like Gerard Way is the singer of the late My Chemical Romance. May they rest in peace and make a return soon. He kind of hates the concept of emo. He really doesn't like the label of emo, and he's kind of like, fuck emo. I think he said that in an interview at some point. But My Chemical Romance was seen largely as being an emo band, and Gerard Way suffered with drug abuse and alcoholism for a really long time. And he managed to get over that. And you see that in like his lyrics and the progression of the band and stuff, you know, how his lyrics were about those problems that he went through. So that was something that was one of the things that brought the emo community together, because the music was very big in this community. The music was about the problems that we were facing, and so we could bond over that. We listened to those bands and we felt like we weren't so alone. And then, you know, because we had that common interest of the music, we would then have people to talk to, you know, because as I said, a lot of the people who were in the emo community were people who were depressed or who were being bullied. So you just had people to talk to, you know, you had common interests and you had similar problems, similar issues that you were dealing with. You know, your parents didn't get you and you didn't have any friends and everyone made fun of the way that you dress and all that kind of stuff, and you could talk about that to people. My interaction as an emo was just only online because emo just wasn't a thing in China. I've lived in China for 15 years, so just every important thing ever that has happened to me has happened in China. So since emo wasn't a thing in China, I had a lot of online friends. Those were like the only friends I had. So I was on the internet so much during that time. But there were also like groups and communities in like the UK and America and stuff where there were actually like emo cliques in schools. I never got to be a part of that, but I've heard that was actually a thing, which I think is kind of awesome, you know. It's kind of just crazy and weird seeing like a bunch of people with like eyeliner and hair in their face and you know, lip piercings and stuff just in a little huddle at lunch or whatever. But I think in a sense where there weren't these negative people who were promoting depression and suicide, in a sense it was really positive because they had each other, they could talk about things, and they didn't have to be so alone. They were still getting bullied for the music they listened to and the looks that they had, and like this whole sense of style, but at least people had a community and they got to be like inside a bubble, and you know, they could defend each other, they could be there for each other. So yeah, just being part of the emo community was actually really important for me. It was really good for me in some respects because I had friends I could trust and could talk to, and they weren't people that I knew in person, so I was, I guess, like less closed about it and less embarrassed to talk about it. I didn't feel like I had to hide anything. I could just talk to anyone about anything because they were online and they would probably never know me in person, so it was fine. And that did help me a lot. There are some friendships that came out of that I still have to this day. We're still friends. But I logged into Quibblo, which, like I said, was the cradle of my emo days, and everyone was gone. You know, all the emo kids grew up, and I don't think I ever see any, like, 18-year-old emo kids anymore. There's still, like, younger emo kids, but there's a lot fewer of them. Like, the emo thing was a thing in the early 2000s and the early 2010s, and I think by, like, the mid 2010s it had completely died down. Another thing that really sparked this whole sad thing, and I'm gonna eventually like get really emotional about this. I just like randomly bumped into some emo YouTubers who are like my age, and they're doing this emo YouTube thing, and they still have the emo style, and they're making their own music, and they're listening to the same music that I listen to, and they're like happy, you know, they've grown up, but they kept the style, they're still like sort of emo, but they're happy now, and they're in relationships, they found people who are, you know, like them and who they love, and that a lot of people on Quibblo were also dating, like doing like long distance relationships over the internet, because it was just such a great network to like meet each other and to just find someone you could love who was having the same problems as you, and who could understand you. And so yeah, when I bumped into these emo YouTubers who are still doing their thing today, and they're still like, they flourished, you know, and I just got so sad. Like, I'm really happy for them, but at the same time, you know how like you get really jealous of like happy, cute couples, and I started remembering how like when I was like 14, I was really, really lonely. I felt like nobody loved me, and I just wanted like my own emo boy to like love me and take care of me and understand me, you know, like we could be like an emo couple together and be happy at times and help each other through our problems and that kind of stuff. And now I'm just sad because I'll never get the perfect emo relationship, and I know that sounds really stupid, but that was like my life goal, was to like be in a successful relationship with one of my fellow emos. Yeah, and I just like, my style has, my type has changed a little bit. I think now I'm more into like the classic rocker style, you know, like the long hair and the beards, and my style has changed a lot as well. I wasn't allowed to dye my hair when I was in the thick of my emo days. Now I have dyed my hair, but this is like neon green, is like more of like a scene kid color, which scene kids, I don't even know how to define them. They're kind of like emos but more colorful and with like certain, like they listen to the same kind of music that emo kids listen to, but there were also like some bands that were more scene than others. I don't know. But despite that, it was just like, it was a thing that I wanted to have, and I just still haven't found a person who can understand me and who can deal with me. So I think the whole like realization that emo is over just made me really sad and feel really lonely, because I had people who understood me at that time. Even if they were on the internet, even if I never met them in person, at least there were people who understood me. And now they're all gone, they've grown up, they've grown out of it, they don't talk about these things anymore. And it's really sad. I kind of feel like I'm stuck in the past, like I'm stuck in the early 2010s or like the early 2000s, and everyone else has moved on and I haven't. Obviously, like I said, my sense of style has changed a lot, and my depression isn't as bad as it was back then. A lot has changed in good ways. I think when I was like identifying as emo, because of the people who were saying you're a poser if you don't do this, I felt this pressure to fit those stereotypes. So like, I only ever wore black. Like, I wore so much black there. At some point I just lost it and like literally just gave away all of my clothes that were not black or like denim or red. Those, like, there were like 3 colors in my wardrobe and nothing else. And that was fucking crazy. My video just cut off there. I'm happy that I grew out of that I started to wear other colors, that like, you know, now I kind of just wear what I feel like wearing. There are still days when I wake up in the morning and I have just like this intense wave of just, I want to be emo today. But there's other days when I feel like I just want to wear something pink and frilly and cute, you know. I just dress based on my mood, what feels good that day, and I think that's a lot healthier and a lot better for me, and I'm happier that I'm not confined like that to just only wearing black because you had to wear a lot of black to fit into the emo thing. But on the other hand, it is sad that the people who I used to talk to and who were so helpful to me just completely changed. We also lost a lot of people just to suicide, you know. We didn't die out. Most of us grew up, but unfortunately the emo community was kind of, you know, full of a lot of really sad people, and as much as we tried to help, a lot of the times it just wasn't enough. So we did lose people, and that was pretty sad. But in the end, everyone just grew up, you know? People went to therapy for long enough that they just got over it, or people stopped glamorizing depression, which is a good thing. But after that, they never really looked back. They kind of forgot everything that we were as a community and the way that we were there for each other, and they just kind of disappeared and dropped off the radar. And then there's people like me who are still stuck over here, like, where are my emo kids at? I miss you guys. Where did all my friends go? I'm sure they're still out there somewhere, but I don't know if we would still see eye to eye, you know. I feel happy for everyone who got better and who's happy now. I just kind of wish I was one of them. I am happy, like, I'm a lot happier. I'm a lot closer to doing the things I love. I'm gonna get into the music thing now. So, as I said, there were a lot of bands that I listened to that I loved and that really helped me, but Black Veil Brides was like the one. That was my band. That was the one that I loved the most and still do. And there was a point where my depression was so bad and I felt so lonely and so sad that I literally wanted to die. I thought about suicide almost every single day. And eventually, because, you know, Black Veil Brides had a very anti-suicide message. And I loved them so much. I wanted to meet them so badly and talk to them and, like, talk about my problems, because I knew that they cared, and they knew that a lot of their fans were going through this shit, and they genuinely cared and spoke out against bullying a lot. So I decided I couldn't kill myself until I at least got to meet them, or, like, see them live. And since they never toured in China, because China, like, emo never became a thing in China, I never got to see them. I still haven't seen them. I will one day for sure. But I waited it out long enough. I stuck to that rule, and it just stayed in my mind long enough that it just got to a time where I didn't want to kill myself anymore. I didn't need that rule in my head to keep me from doing that. And I realized how much they did for me and how much that helped me, and I decided I was going to be a musician. At some point I wanted to be a psychologist because I've always cared about people and wanted to help people because of the shit that I went through. You know, I wanted to help people not get as bad as I got. But I realized that being a psychologist wasn't going to make me happy. Like, I love being active and singing and creating, and I just wouldn't be happy sitting in an office listening to people's problems all day. But music helped me so much that was a way that I could still be almost like a psychologist, you know, in a different way. But I knew that if Black Veil Brides made music that helped me so much, then I could make music that could help other people as well. So that became my inspiration and my goal. And here I am, like 6 years after I first discovered them, and next year I'm starting music school, you know? My dreams are finally like just so close to becoming a reality, and all the things that I wanted to do but never fully believed I would end up doing are now becoming my reality, and that's just so amazing, and I'm so thankful for that. And I can't wait to launch my career and to start putting my music out there and seeing and hearing the effect that it has on people and how it helps people. And yeah, it's just a really amazing thing to look forward to, even on my really, really dark days, because depression never fully goes away. It's always going to be lurking there, you know. It's something that you need to take care of. And I have my bad days, but I just have like more things to look forward to kind of just keep me grounded and keep me hopeful. Black Veil Brides also grew out of their emo phase. Andy 6 became Andy Biersack again. They stopped wearing makeup. They stopped wearing all the leather and the studs, and they cut their hair shorter. And I will always love them and support them no matter what. I wasn't that bothered by it. It was kind of just like shocking because I was so into the long hair things and all that kind of stuff, and I so loved the makeup and the eyeliner and everything and like the war paint. So it was kind of just like a really sad time when they started changing their look and changing their style, and their music style was changing as well. But at the end of the day, they were growing and we were growing with them, and it was a really amazing thing to see. And now Andy Biersack is Andy Black. It's just they go through so many changes, and it's so weird, but like the people who are true like diehard fans are evolving together with the band, and ultimately I think that's good for everybody. They've changed and their style has changed, and I'll always have albums that I like more, but they've never released something that I don't like. I still like all of their music. I have my preferences, but I think Black Veil Brides is gonna be with me till the end. Alright, so I think that is mostly everything that I had to say today in this video. That is a lot. I talked a lot, and it's been emotional. It's been different from what I expected this video was going to turn out as. But I'm glad I got this stuff off my chest. I think I'm going to put this in my music playlist because, I don't know, it just feels like it fits there. I don't even know. This is like between music and a vlog and a look what I thought today. I don't even know, but I kind of want to make like a specific look what I thought today about depression and stuff, so I'm not going to put it into that category. But yeah, I really, just please share, please share this video. I don't always ask you guys to share it, but please share this video. Show it to your emo friends. Comment down below. Are you an emo? Are you a former emo kid? Are you still an emo at heart, but you're just hiding it under layers of normal people clothing? Or, you know, try to bring more people my way. I want to find the emos. Like, where are you guys at? I know some of you are still out there. Like, please, where are you? Is there anybody out there? I miss you guys so much. I just want to find my emos again. I miss you guys. Why am I crying? This is so stupid. I'm like laughing, crying right now. I realize this is such a stupid thing to cry about. I just miss the emo kids so much. And the people these days listen to such bad music. I fucking hate it. I hated Justin Justin Bieber, and then One Direction became a thing, and I don't like One Direction. They've got like 2 songs that I like, but they don't even write their own songs, so like, I will never be mainstream. I've always been against anything mainstream. Oh. Why am I so sad? Imagine what it's gonna be like when I'm like 80 years old and they invent some new kind of shitty music and I'll just wanna fucking kill myself because I'm like, what the fuck are my grandchildren listening to? This is so stupid. I'm like tired right now. What time is it? It's only midnight, but like I'm tired. And I get super emotional when I'm tired, but also I just really needed to cry about this. I've cried about it so much today. I've had like the worst, most cringy, like, crying emo day today. Oh my god. I am going to link my Quibblo profile down below. Let me check when that was made. My current Quibblo profile that I still have was, oh my god, yeah, that was made in 2012. And this isn't even my first account. I had another Quibblo account before this one, but my mom made me delete it because she didn't like that I was talking to strangers on the internet so much. But yeah, for old time's sake, I will post my Quibblo profile down below. I haven't posted anything on it. I haven't done anything on my Quibblo profile in years, but I just updated it today. I literally posted a story in which I just... Stories are like, you write stories and quizzes and stuff on Quibblo, but it was just kind of like a public message, and it's titled, "Where Have All the Emo Kids Gone?" So... that's what I've been up to today. So yeah, I updated my Quibblo profile. I highly doubt that I'm going to come across any emos because, like I said, they're all fucking gone from this website now. But yeah, if you have any emo friends, send them my way. I still want to meet my emo Prince Charming. Like, I know that's so pathetic, but that was my goal. I just wanted to date a guy with like dyed black hair and black skinny jeans and like lip piercings and the the whole aesthetic, and like a guy who wears like band shirts all the time, but it was also really important to me that he like understood shit, you know. I feel like I'll have to date someone who has been through depression because otherwise they're not gonna fucking understand when I have my bad days, you know. This video is so long. I really hope you guys watch the whole thing because it's emotional and just it's a good video. This is important. I'm glad I made it. I'm glad I cried about it because I needed to cry about it. I miss this shit so much. Like I said, please share with your emo friends. Make this blow up in the tiny remnants of our emo community. I love you guys so much for watching this, and I love you emo kids out there, even if you're hiding, even if you're former emo kids, you know, I don't think the emo thing ever completely goes away. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram for more, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!